Hey guys, I'm back again. Today I'll be making a chicken curry with potatoes. It's my favourite type of Indian curry, and I hope you enjoy it. Excuse the light over here, the lighting's terrible here. The window's right behind me, so it's just literally glaring in my face. So apologies. Yeah, so let's start, and I hope you like my video, and please try my recipe. Thank you. So what we're going to do to start, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil into the pan. Whilst that heats up, we're going to put our onions in first. I have 2.5 really small onions chopped up remotely finely. So we'll put that in first. I have the heat on a medium heat, a very low heat to start off with, just so everything can simmer and cook down really nicely. So we'll give that maybe 5 minutes until the onions start cooking down and browning a little bit. Thing we'll do is add the bay leaves and cinnamon sticks. You might be thinking it's a bit weird putting cinnamon sticks into a curry, but I can guarantee you it would taste lovely. So while the onions are cooking down in that, give it a little mix. So and let that just simmer down. Right, so the onions are cooking down really nicely. They're sizzling away over here. They haven't got brown just yet. And just before they do, I'm going to add the fresh ginger and garlic. So I've minced 2.5 cloves of garlic and maybe 2 centimeters of ginger. And I'm just going to put that in there. And stir it along with the onions. You can put less garlic if you like. I just really like my food really garlicky, so I tend to put extra than needed. I'm going to just let all the flavours infuse together, and then I'm going to add my fresh chopped chilies. So waited a while. Now I'm going to add my fresh chopped chilies. I only used 1 as I'm only making a little bit today and didn't want it to be too spicy. So mixing my fresh green chilies in. I'm just going to let that simmer down and wait for the onions to start browning a bit. And then once that's done, we will start creating the base for our sauce. And for that, I've used half a tomato tin, blitzed, and all of the Indian spices. So the whole onion process will probably take about 10 minutes depending on how high your heat is. Mine is very low, so it's going to take a lot of while for it to infuse together and just be nice and yummy. Getting a nice colour on the onions and the garlic. So now I will add our tomato tin. Continually stir because it might splash back at you. It's very hot, so be careful when doing this, please. Fun bit. I'm going to be adding our spices to this. So I will start with salt. I'm only going to put 1 teaspoon in for now. I'll add more later if necessary. I'm going to start with half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and 1 teaspoon of chili powder. So pop that in there. I've got 1 tablespoon of garam masala and in Gujarati we use this spice. It's called DHANA. it basically is a blend of coriander seeds and cumin seeds. I have 2 tablespoons in here. I'll be adding that in and just giving it all a lovely mix. You can already see the colours coming together and it looks really nice. It smells so yum. So what I'm going to do is let that cook down for a couple of minutes just to get all the flavours going. And I'm just going to cover it for a minute. What I'm going to do is I've started off with really small amounts at the beginning, just so I can always add to it during the process of this, and you'll probably see me adding a ton more garam masala and chili powder into it later on. So be easy first. You rather get something that's not too spicy first and then add to it later, otherwise it's just going to blow your head off. You don't want that. So whilst that's cooking down and simmering, just give it a quick stir. Just don't want it to be stuck to the bottom or anything. Give it another minute or two. What we'll do next is put a couple of spoons of tomato puree in. So I'm just going to put maybe a teaspoon of tomato puree. Just mix in your tomato puree. Okay. So now the fun bits. We're going to add your chicken. You can add your potatoes now, or if you want to, you can microwave your potatoes for a couple of minutes and then add it at the end. But I'm going to add them now. So what I'm going to do is get my chicken. I've literally made the smallest amount just because it's just for me. Might last me a couple of days, so who knows. I'm going to add my chicken now to the sauce. And then I'm just going to cover it in the sauce and mix it all together. And I'm going to do the same with the potatoes now, and I'm going to let them rest in here. My potatoes are covered in cold water because I didn't want them to go bad. But what I'll do is I'll just take them out and put them in here. So I'll mix it all together and cover the potatoes and the chicken in the sauce. Right, so now I'm going to put the lid on and let that just simmer down for about 5 minutes. And then what we'll do is we'll cover it with water and try and slow cook it for at least an hour. Right, so I'm just going to go check the status of our chicken. It is boiling away, looking yummy. So what we're going to do now is put some water now to cover the chicken and the potatoes so they get cooked really nicely. This is the tomato tin I used and blitzed earlier. I've rinsed it out with water so it gets all the juices of the tomato inside. And I'm just going to pour it over our chicken like so. I think we're going to need a little bit more water just to cover it all up. The chicken and the potatoes are not fully covered. It just needs a little bit more water. There we go. And then just slowly mix that all in. And then we put the cover on. Ideally, you want to slow cook this for about an hour and your chicken will literally be so moist and so tender. But what we're going to do is, I would say, give it 15 minutes simmering down on a slow heat. Come back, have a look at it, give it a stir. If the water seems to be evaporating, put a little bit more in. So we'll be back in 15 to check on our curry. Right, so it's been about 15 minutes now. I'm just going to go have a check on the curry and the status of this. Sauce is bubbling away. I'm just stirring it at the bottom, just making sure nothing's sticking to the pan. Everything looks good. And we'll come back in about another 15 minutes to see how it's getting along. Right, so So we're going to have a look at our curry. I've got a mitt because the handle's a bit too hot and didn't want to risk it. As you can see, it's bubbling away. The sauce is a little bit thickening now. The potatoes and the chicken are nowhere near cooked, so we will keep that going. I would say we'll give this another 5 minutes. We'll come back and have a look at it in 5 minutes, and then we'll add more spices or anything that is missing if needed. Okay, cool. We're back. We're going to have a look at this again, and we're going to add some more spices and things accordingly if we need to. And I can see the chicken and the potatoes are getting really cooked really well now. What we'll do is we'll get a spoon and we'll just test the sauce and see how it's getting. Please make sure you blow before you put this into your mouth because it will burn your tongue and you don't want that. So make sure it's nice and cool. Well, so it's very spicy, it needs some salt. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of salt. 1, 2. And in my trusted spices tin, I'm gonna add some more coriander and cumin seed powder. I'm gonna add maybe about 2 teaspoons. And this is my tin that I have full of spices, and I'm just gonna add 1 teaspoon of garam masala. I don't need any more chili because it's pretty spicy, and then I'm just gonna mix all of that in. We're going to cover it and then we'll check back in another 15. Right, so we're back. We're going to try this again and I'm going to see the state of our chicken curry. Ooh, this smells so good. Right, this is bubbling away and it looks great. So now I'm just going to get a spoon and we're going to try the sauce again. Perfect. Right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to add maybe 1 tablespoon of creamed coconut. It's not necessary, you don't really need to use this. I just like it giving it that little creaminess in my chicken curry. So I'll put that in there. And what they'll do is naturally give off a nice little coconutty creaminess to the curry, and I've only put a little bit inside because we don't want it to be too strong. And then what we'll do is we have some chopped coriander, including the stalks, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a pinch of coriander in, and then we're going to save the rest for garnishing once it's done. I'm just gonna cover that and mix that all in. The sauce is pretty much at a great consistent. We're just gonna check now if our potatoes and our chicken are cooked, but I'll still continue cooking this down for a while because I'm trying to slow cook it, so it's going to take much longer. If you put this on a high heat, it should be done. It might have been already done by now. So cover it, and then we shall have a look back. But I won't give it too long. I'll probably give it 5 minutes. Okay, hi guys. We're pretty much at the end of this now. We're just going to check to see if the chicken and the potatoes are fully cooked. I'm going to take this off, and you can see how much the sauce is just bubbling away and how much the sauce has reduced. from when we put the water in. So I'm just going to give it a nice little stir, and I can see that the sauce is just really thick. It's really gravy. Oh, it smells so good. And then what I'm going to do is just get a spoon and then cut a piece of the potato and the chicken just to see if they're done and they're cooked. It's really hot. It's really, really, really hot. Potatoes are cooked. Just cut a piece of the chicken. Oh my god, that chicken just literally just broke into my mouth into little pieces. Delicious. Alright, so guys, this is it. This is my chicken curry. I know it's been a long process, but that's only because I've slow cooked it. I just like my meat really tender in my chicken curry. What we're going to do now is I'm going to turn off the heat. You can see the steam coming out of this. And then what I'm going to do is just garnish this with fresh coriander all over, like so. And then just give it a little mix. And there we have it, guys. Vikita's homemade chicken and potato curry. If you could smell my kitchen, it smells absolutely yummy, and I can't wait to dig in with this later on. If you do create this, please do send me pictures and videos, and I'd love to see how you guys get on. I'll send the ingredients list in the description below, so please do like, comment, and I hope you've enjoyed watching me. I'll see you guys soon.